Every student keeps asking the same question: which tools should I use in 2026 to become a pro developer? But the problem is everyone gives a different list. So today I will tell you the exact tools that I use to become a pro developer in 2026. So hello everyone, this is Atul Kumar Singh, your new student developer friend, and today I'm going to tell you all the tools that you need in 2026 as the bare minimum so that you can become one of the best versions of yourself as a software developer in 2026. So basically this video will be divided into some sections in which I will be telling you the tools based on those sections which you require, because you do not require the exact tool, but you require a tool that can fill some aspect of your developer journey. So the first thing that you need is a good operating system. Now I already told you that there are three kinds of operating system at a large scale. The first one is our Mac OS, second one is our Windows, and the third one is our Linux. So now, as I have already told you in my previous videos, that what I use is Kubuntu, which is a Ubuntu based Linux distro. Now, why as a developer you should also consider using Linux? I know Windows is a very easy to use operating system, but Linux is something that gives you total control over everything. It will be initially uncomfortable for you to use Linux, but eventually, when you will start using Linux, you will come to know that it is helping you to understand the systems. It will tell you how you can actually use the terminal. It will tell you how you can actually have a file system that is completely under your control. You will have full control over the processes that are running in your background. So, as a developer, this will make you closer to how actually a development system works. So my advice for you would be to switch to Linux in 2026. Now comes our second part, which is the part of thinking and planning. Now, this is one of the most crucial things that you should never ignore, because if you cannot plan, you cannot execute. So planning your day, planning your month, and even planning your year is the first thing that you should do in 2026, so that you are not again in the same cycle of thinking that my all the time I was studying but I could not become a better version of myself this year again. Now the tool that I use for my planning is Notion. So let me show you how my Notion looks like. So this is basically how my Notion looks. Over here I have some of my favorite pages. The first one is my notes. So as of now I am studying Android and Spring Boot. So here I am making my notes which are on a complete day basis. So these are certain things that I studied and some more things like what you should do. So these are the notes that I am making in Notion. So Notion is the first thing that you should learn in 2026, because it will not only help you in making notes, but as you can see I have a habit tracker also. So it will help you plan not only your day, as you can see this is the day wise, and plus this week. So this is planning not just my day but also my week, and not just my week but also my month, and not just my month but also my year. So Notion should be your first priority to learn in 2026, because having a system that can actually tell you what you are actually doing versus what you think you are doing is the thing that is going to make you a better version of yourself by the end of 2026. Now I have different things over here. As you can see, I have Opia Android, which is my GSOC organization that I am thinking of contributing into. Now I will tell you more about GSOC in the upcoming videos. Next is my gym section where I have a diet page right now. Then I have some more routine sections like when I will have my college and when I don't have my college, so how my day should look like. Then I have some of the setup things, some of my passwords and all. So basically you must learn Notion in 2026. So now coming to the next section, you must use AI tools to learn, because if you will not integrate different AI tools in your workflow, then you are not going to be someone who can be the top of the league. So right now I can see I'll show you how to use ChatGPT. So this is my chat GPT, and this is how it looks like. Over here, I'm just asking it for whenever I have a doubt, for example, code debugging guidance. So you must always use ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity so that you have a boosted mentor who can at all times solve your doubts. See over here, I asked it about MVVM versus MVI. So these are the kind of things and the questions that you can always ask these AIs. And this is an era of AI, so you must take proper use of AI because it will only give you an advantage. But beware, you should not use ChatGPT to write everything for you. Rather, you should use ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever only to give answers to you so that you can have a better understanding. Because there was a time when even I started using these AI tools as my primary source of things. So I was doing everything using AI. I was just a master of AI. Like, you can ask me to build even apps using AI and I can do it, but I would not know what the code that I have written actually means. So always make sure that AI is not taking control over you. The control must always be in your hands, and always you are using your brains. So that is the way you will use ChatGPT. Now, as we can see Gemini, so in Gemini you can do a lot of things. For example, I have gems made over here. I have a lot of different things like learning Android and Spring Boot and Android developer, and a lot of things like GSOC, aptitude exams, and everything you can do over here. So this is a system that I use when I have to build apps. So if you want to know more about it, make sure to drop a comment and I will make a video even about this. So now comes our next thing, that is the browsers. And believe me, this is such an underrated thing in the developer community that you will not even hear about it, that your browsers matter. So right now I use two browsers. One is Chrome, which is, I think everybody of you knows about it. So I use Chrome because it can divide my workflow along my different IDs. So this is the main ID that I'm using, another ID, and this is my college ID. So Chrome is great when you have to divide your work across multiple IDs. Now the second browser that I use is Vivaldi. So this is basically a open source browser which you can use to take care of different things. And the best part of this is that you can create workspaces in it. And as you can see right now that I have different workspaces made over here. One workspace is of YouTube, which is purely entertainment. And I know that if I am on YouTube, then I will only see things related to entertainment, which puts my brain into a zone that right now this is not the time to study or do anything else. Then I have for my GSOC. When I'm there in GSOC, then I'm only focused on my GSOC. Then I have my lead code section where only things regarding my lead code are being told. Then this is my Android section where I study about my Android completely, and this puts me into a zone. My brain is just completely trained on this now, that if I'm on there on Android, then my brain will start thinking like an Android developer. So then is content and Spring Boot. So Vivaldi is a great browser when it comes to productivity. So make sure to give it a shot if you also struggle with your productivity sessions. So now let's coming down to the tool that you will use the most in your development journey. And that tool is your IDEs. By IDEs, I mean that they are your apps in which you will be writing your actual code. So for that, the two tools that I use as an Android developer are the first one, which is non-negotiable, is Android Studio. So this is my Android Studio, and this is how it looks like. This has got a lot of things, file to help everything you can see, and basically a lot of things on the right side. This is my Google account that I'm using right now, and this is how basically the Android Studio looks like. Now the second thing that I use a lot is IntelliJ IDEA. Now, why do I use IntelliJ IDEA? Because I am doing my DSA in Java. So when you do DSA in Java, or when you have to learn Spring Boot, IntelliJ IDEA is one of the best IDEs that you can have. Basically, in terms of UI, also this is one of the most loved IDEs by the developers. So apart from these, the other tools that you can use for your development as an IDE is VS Code, which is one of the most famous tool developers use. But I don't right now have the need of using VS Code, so I'm skipping it for now. Now coming to the last and most important section of the tools that you must learn, and it is version control system. And I think you will not know what I mean by version control system, but you must have heard the name Git and GitHub. So you must understand that these tools are no longer a choice but a necessity that you must learn them. And as you can see right now, this is how my GitHub looks like. So I have a lot of repositories over here, and I do also have a lot of stars on my repositories. So what do I mean when I say Git and GitHub? So Git and GitHub are the tools which will help you in such an ultimate way when you are making projects, because when you will make projects you will encounter a lot of issues. So what you will try to do is that you will divide your project, like I am making the phase 1 with these features, the phase 2 with these features, the phase 3 with these features. But what if after phase 2 you just made some mistakes in the code which introduced a bug that you are not able to trace at all? So over there, this Git and GitHub, which is popularly known as one version control systems, will be the only hero that will come to your rescue, because you can just roll back to the last phase without losing anything that you have done till that phase. So this is a must thing you must learn in 2026. Okay, so now let's see all the tools that I have listed in this video that a developer must master in 2026 so as to become a better version of itself by the end of 2026. So these are the 6 tools that you must learn. The first one is operating system. You must select which operating system you are going to use, and my choice for the operating system is Linux. The second one is Notion. Notion is really one of the most useful tools that you will learn in 2026, from not only taking notes but also making yourself productive and planning your whole day, week, month, and even up to years. The next thing that you must master are AI tools, because if you will not use AI tools you will fall behind. You must know how to learn fast using AI tools and how to do things faster, especially when it comes to college assignments and other things. Then we have our IDE, which I use is Android Studio and IntelliJ IDEA mainly, but you can use other IDEs also. Now, one of the most underrated tools that we ignore, that is our browsers. So make sure you are using browser which can keep you productive. What I use is Vivaldi and Chrome. Then one of the most important thing, which is Git and GitHub. You must learn Git and GitHub in 2026 if you want to become a developer, because it is no longer an option when you go out seeking internships and even jobs. The company expects that you already know version control systems, and it is very important to learn version control systems if you are going to make projects and do some development work. So till then, this is the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Make sure to drop your comments and also like, share, and subscribe. Till then, keep learning, keep building, keep breaking, and keep debugging. We will meet in the next video. Thank you and sayonara.